Breaking news, the Department of Homeland Security has just confirmed to CNN that federal law enforcement agents have raided properties owned by musician and producer Sean Diddy Combs.
They weren't there to find evidence. They were there to destroy evidence, which I know is like high-level conspiracy level with the shit. But there's more to this than one evil man.
So
if everybody's at the parties of an evil children and shit, there's more. I promise there's more people involved in this than just him.
So I agree with that, right? And oftentimes I think what we don't realize is that it's usually not one person trafficking. Like trafficking is usually a network of
traffic takes more than one car. You driving down a highway by yourself is not traffic.
If the idea is that the FBI can be weaponized to protect more powerful people, then why haven't they done it with all of these other powerful people that have been, again, more connected, more influential,
they might
more
have done
important?
It through other.
Bill Gates' name was on the Epstein ledger, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, like what?
Why you think he ain't here no more?
What are we talking about here? What I'm saying is
He's
like they
dead. They killed him to death.
Nigga gone. That nigga dead.
They use the prison system to murder Epstein. Like that's
okay. So
the same kind of thing. Like you're cherry picking different kinds of ways that they can do this shit. They can get it done in all types of ways.
It's a red flag.
I got to listen to this Cowboy Carter shit because I feel like I've been on a country tip the last like 6 months of just like wanting more of that content.
I don't like country at all.
I feel like people in general don't love country, but I've always been like, you know, not like I love it, but country is one of those genres where people are like, if you ask somebody what music do you listen to, they'll be like, oh, I listen to everything, which is a lie. They don't, but they'll say, yes. I listen to everything except country, and everybody says that, and I'm kind of like, no, I mean like. Country is not one of the genres that I'm like, I don't listen to it. Like, I don't like dance music for the most part. But in country, I don't love it. It's not my favorite. But it's like, I could list 10 bangers in country that I fuck with heavy.
I also can't. And my argument with what people that don't really like country say, well, I actually do fuck with country and they listen to, I would argue it's not really country. I would argue that
that's also maybe fair.
I would argue that it's a popification of what that is, because there are also historically very distinct things that make something country, similar to how there are historically very distinct things that make something R&B. And I think there are genres
do you like the country pop though?
Not really.
Like the things that aren't country. Okay, so you don't like country or its adjacents.
Yeah, like if you ask me, if you put a gun to my head and said name a country song you like, it's going to be like one Stapleton song. I do like the genre that I would say I like that's most country adjacent is probably indie folk. Like I do like a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
I love
bluegrass,
indie folk.
Yeah, like I like Tyler Childers and all that kind of shit. Like so
Teskey niggas. Yeah, I like all that kind of shit. Yeah. Anything where that boom stomp shit, the Lumineers, all that shit where it's stomping and playing a banjo. I love that kind of shit.
Yeah, same shit.
Oh, another offshoot that I love is like soft country, soft rock kind of shit. Norah Jones, like Shania Twain type shit. Tracy Chapman.
I can give it that.
And I wouldn't call Tracy Chapman or Norah Jones
Tracy Chapman is country.
Tracy Chapman is 100% not. That's 100% not in my opinion.
She's country.
In my opinion, like I think it's a good
I agree that it's not
conversation.
like it's not honky tonk fucking line dance country, but it's country the way Kid Cudi is hip hop. Like it's part of that genre to where people look at it and go, that's part of that culture. And it has all of the Tracy Chapman has all of the content of that, both lyrically and musically.
I think it's just alternative. Like I put her in the same category
so
of like early John Mayer. It's like alternative is very much a thing. Like again, like you hear John Mayer Room for Squares, and I feel like that same kind of stuff. Even though I was like
in alternative that sounds so far different than Tracy Chapman and John Mayer, because I'll give you that there's similarity there that it's not specific enough to constitute a category to me.
I don't even think that. I think when I bring up John Mayer, I think you have an argument to make Tracy Chapman country, but not the argument you just made. It's because John Mayer himself has said that he's tried to do country in the way that I think Beyonce is trying to do country. So
no, that is my argument.
Paradise Valley and all that kind of stuff, which is why I specifically said early John Mayer. But John Mayer has said like, I'm trying to make country shit.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't describe his early shit as country. And I think Tracy Chapman is more in line with his early stuff than Paradise Valley or like, Born and Raised.
But
and
still
like
alternative
kind of
is not, yeah. But nonetheless, I've been rocking with trying to because I think she had like Beyonce on this latest album, which has made me want to listen to it. Has had like 4 other artists on there who are like up and comers, and one of them, Tanner Adele, I'm a for real fan. Like she's got like 4 or 5 bangers that I'm like, I'm trying to get some cowboy boots and a hat. Some honky talk shit.
Man, about to start line dancing. Yeah.
Yeah. I need them. I need to get the Levi's, the Wranglers. Goddamn it, because
I've been line dancing before, man. It was great. It was phenomenal.
you seem like you could cut up a rug for real. Like on
No,
some
I
line
wasn't.
dancing shit.
I wasn't doing shit. It was like me and like 8 niggas, and we basically just like bopped around in a line. We weren't doing the shit, but
Okay.
I have been to a spot where line dancing was a thing.
Yeah,
no.
because if it wasn't for
You
the
gotta-
white people, I love
More than once actually.
well, yeah, I mean, you. And I'm assuming this was in Kentucky.
No, it was actually in Florida.
Oh,
See, now you got to take it back to '08 when, like, you know what I'm saying, you was in, like, your room watching YouTube videos trying to learn, like, the newest Crank That video. That's how it is with country, with line dancing.
I agree.
You feel me?
I think
You
there's
gotta go-
very
you gotta
close
learn.
parallels.
Yeah, you got to crank, put on the YouTube, get you and your homeboy, you and your homegirl,
crank that
whoever.
yeehaw.
You know what I'm saying? Crank that yeehaw. Like, you know what I'm saying? Up, dip, up, stiff, and slide.
There we go.
You know what I mean?
Heel toe.
Guys, and speaking of slide, no niggas, y'all ready to hear this Kendrick and
Let's go.
Kendrick and Future? Now let me disrespect the goats, but Future, Metro Boomin featuring Kendrick with the scathing verse that everyone has been talking about.
Okay.
Can y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Really like that.
Okay. Yeah. And so this was just in response to first person shooter. Is that what it was?
I don't think it's in response directly to first person shooter because first person
Okay.
shooter was not a diss track. In fact, I think it was more of a
Yeah. It's just a bragging
Of-
thing.
of-
Like a
yeah, but I think it was also very they spoke very highly of Kendrick in first person.
Yeah.
shooter
They
from my
did. They
perspective.
did.
So-
They did.
No, it wasn't even.
So I think-
a
so
they,
I think-
it was cold. Like Drake never mentioned Kendrick. Like
No.
Drake kept Kendrick out his mouth and just said, "Me and you, we're doing this." But
Yeah. No, because
Yeah,
Cole
but
is very much like with his middle child shit. Like that's one of my favorite or a favorite song of mine of his. He's very like gives flowers to everyone, including himself type of person.
He's the Allen Iverson of rap. Like, you know what I mean? He doesn't hate the next
I don't know what that
generation.
means, but yeah.
Yeah, Allen Iverson likes everybody, right?
Oh, okay,
he's not
yeah.
he's not Michael Jordan. So Michael Jordan would come on.
I was like, he
and be
doesn't have
every-
braids, so I'm not. That's all I know.
Yeah.
About Iverson.
I'm
Michael
not
Jordan
getting
would
the
say like
reference.
everybody's trash other than like Kobe, Iverson, and like 4 other people. You know what I mean? Like there was a joke that went around that said that Michael Jordan only likes 3 people. One of them is Iverson, and Michael Jordan has 3 children. So Allen Iverson, in direct contrast to that, always is like, oh my god, like these new basketball players are phenomenal. They're changing the game. They're saving the
Exactly.
game. So I think Cole is very much in that same realm of all of these guys are bringing something new to the table that I think is ultimately good for the culture. So I don't think this is in direct response to first person shooter. I think it's just in direct response to Drake's general bitch assness and
What did Drake do?
what?
That's it, man. I tell you. Well, first of all, before we get into that,
Okay.
let me go ahead and introduce this good old thing, man. Welcome everybody to Waving the Red Flag, the #1 dating relationship. No sneak dissing, no 40 water, and no Diddy podcast in the entire world and known parts of the universe. It's your boy Josh. It's Eddie. It's Alvin. Alvin, my brother, that is a magnificent hoodie. Love the red on you. Eddie, that
crimson.
haircut, hairline, my nigga, on point.
Thank you.
Yes, bitch. Let's go.
We keep the forehead low, baby. Keep it low.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
trying to
shoot.
do.
My nigga raised his eyebrows. He goddamn ain't got a, he right
Yeah.
up there with a hairline.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Just shh.
I don't know why I want to say chia for some reason. Them shits had mad like low hairlines, but yeah.
They
What-
did.
what-
They
what was
did.
he
They
on?
had they had seeds growing out here. It was
Yeah. No,
I want to see a
they
chia
had
pet with a
fresh
shape
ass
up.
lineup.
I feel like
Me
that
too.
would
That's what I was about to say.
You was thinking the same
That shit would
thing.
be hard. Hell
It
yeah.
would, it would.
A whole lineup, bro. That should be tough.
Do you think we could make a
That's
series
a-
of those? Like, would people buy that if we made a bunch of chia pets?
Stop. No, that.
That's an idea. Okay.
This nigga Josh hilarious.
Marketing. That might be the move. We can
Yo.
put that on the website. We got the card game. We got the
Yo,
fresh fade
right.
chia pet.
This shit's gonna sell like goddamn lead balloons, but it's just gonna be tough to the motherfucker. It's gonna be like if you know type shit, like a limited edition.
Yeah,
There you go.
100%. But yeah, what did Drake do?
So
that he's got such a high level of bitch assness, to put, as you put it.
well, one, I mean, Drake just in generally does that kind of stuff. I mean, look at his rhetoric around Rihanna. Look at his rhetoric around Megan Thee Stallion. Look at his rhetoric around women anyway. But anyway, I think ultimately that's what I'm saying in terms of his general bitch assness. But I do think that Drake brings up, and I think this is the same tactic as the control verse. So I think Kendrick is probably getting ready to drop something. I think he just wanted to drum up hype. When Drake was interviewed talking about the control verse, he was like, yeah, that was a little moment. He's trying to get moments, right? He's not trying to bar somebody up. He's not trying to do this. He's trying to get moments to get people talking, which pushes the culture forward, which I think makes, and I also think it makes rap fun again. So I appreciate Kendrick for doing it, but like nobody's gonna be talking about this fucking verse in 6 months. And to Drake's point, same exercise that Drake did in his most infamous interview on the control verse. How the fuck does the control verse start? Listeners, take 10 seconds.
Of course, no one knows. No one remembers the song.
Exactly.
I have, but the fact that, because I'm not sure if you were saying, are you saying that no one talked about the control verse 6 months later, or are you saying, speaking from Drake's?
I'm saying that this verse nobody will be talking about 6 months later.
Cap.
And I'm saying that the control verse was only talked about in small amounts after a certain period, and it was only talked about because of the moment it created, and not because of the actual verse itself. Because the verse itself wasn't that good. Just like I think this is a 6 out of 10 verse.
The control verse or the like that verse?
I think the control verse was significantly worse than this one. I think this one was a 6 out of 10 verse.
Okay. All right. All right. So let me posit this. So I appreciate that the fact that Kendrick didn't go like, oh, lyrical miracle, I'ma dish you like Lupe Fiasco with all these double, triple. Well, actually, he fucking did use double and triple double, triple, entendres. Thank you. Me. Yeah. So I was waiting for somebody to be like, da da da. I'm like, oh yeah, good look. But yeah, no, but my man.
Yeah.
But no, like Kendrick literally did what Drake did to Meek Mill, except it was on a feature with making back to back. Because this shit is gonna be in clubs. This is a club record. People gonna be rapping that shit word for word. And then they're not. Because yes, the fuck niggas already know the
people still say, is that a world tour or your girls tour? People still say that. You getting bodied by a singing nigga. People still say that shit.
People still say it, but
nobody knows again. Yeah. How does the control verse start? How does the control verse start? You don't know. Because there was no. And also, like the fact that you bring up like the lyrical miracle shit is that's how Kendrick approaches diss tracks. He approaches diss tracks like he's doing lyrical miracle shit, and that doesn't work. That's why he doesn't do good diss tracks. When I think of my favorite diss tracks, that's not what they were doing. There was not a triple entendre anywhere in the takeover. Ether didn't have fucking triple entendres and lyrical miracle and all that kind of shit in it. They were just going at niggas' fucking chest. Like Kendrick doesn't do that. I'm sure he's capable. It's just not how he raps.
Talking about the like that verse.
Fight back, Josh. Damn.
Yeah, like the shit. Yeah,
I'm talking about like that verse. He did all for one. You cannot say that this is not a club record. You cannot say in good faith if you have been following the zeitgeist of niggerdom online.
First of all, the beat ain't even good. It's not even a good song.
You trip.
The beat not even good. It's a fucking Flying Dutchman ass SpongeBob SquarePants ass beat. That's the worst beat on the. That's the worst beat on the shit. That's the fucking worst beat on the whole tape.
Nah, bro, that's some old school West Coast shit. You don't know
old school West Coast rap is kind of tired, bro. Old school West Coast rap is kind of tired,
my brother.
They've been playing the same beats. They've been playing the same beats since '85, bro. They doing the same G-funk like beats, unless they come to the South and get somebody to produce for them on the West Coast since fucking the '80s. That shit's fucking tired.
I don't even care for like Metro Boomin's like little segment that he did at the end. I don't personally care for it, but now that beat was tough as fuck, bro. You can't say that.
That's some shit that I would come up with if I went and sat down and dun 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 dun. Like that's some fucking middle school playing on the fucking piano type shit.
Oh, okay.
That shit's gonna be the song's gonna be forgotten now. The song's gonna be forgotten. We're gonna talk about the moment that the verse created.
Yeah,
6 months now, and nobody's gonna know what the fuck he said.
Niggas is still gonna cap. Everybody, it's fucked up because that's actually a good album. I was listening to it yesterday.
I actually love
doing work. Yeah, he got some bangers on that motherfucker. I ain't gonna hold you. If you like that type of rap, that nigga Future got one on him. But Kendrick rolled the fuck out of that beat, brought hella energy, had quotables, got double triple entendres, goofies with a check from Goof Troop, Sadog, for all your dogs getting buried. That's a K with all these nines. AK with all these nines. He gonna see Pet Cemetery.
That was
Bruh. Bruh.
Oh
like,
my God.
riding the fuck out of that beat. I don't
Oh my
give a
God.
fuck.
I will say
my
I
God.
liked the vocal aggression. Like I did like there were moments where he hit parts where I was like, this feels like fighting words. That was pretty good. And I like the K9 stuff, but for me it was like it's I'm not a big Kendrick fan. So I'm not in it.
Yeah.
I'm not a
And
big,
I am. I love Kendrick's music. I think Kendrick is a much better rapper than Drake. I think J. Cole is a better rapper than both of them, but I think J. Cole
I
makes
would
worse
agree with
music.
that.
And I think J.
disagree
Cole
with
makes
that. I would
worse. I think
disagree
J.
with
Cole
that.
makes worse music than both K. Dot and Drake, but I think J. Cole is a better rapper. I think K. Dot is a better rapper than both of them. I think Drake makes the best music out of
Okay.
all three of them. I think that's why they fit kind of well in their own respective lanes at the top of that era of rap, right? For like the older millennial kind of generation, I think there's lanes for all of them to not intersect, do their thing, and bring a lot to the game. I am huge fans of all of them. Kendrick is just not a fucking battle rapper. Kendrick could never make Takeover. Drake and his ghostwriters could make
don't
Takeover. Cole could make Takeover. Kendrick cannot.
I think he could. Because I mean, and maybe, and this is from an extremely biased point of view. Like, I remember Schoolboy Q, Absol, not J-Rock, but they was talking about like, yo, Kendrick is not the person that y'all want to fuck with. This nigga got like troves of records, like just in case. If a nigga like try some, like contingency plans, and like he was like, yo, like they are. It's like on some Good Kid, Mad City, but a diss type, like level shit. But Kendrick is an extreme lyricist, like, cause we just caught a glimpse of it. Like he could make a club record. He made Swimming Pools, which is a song about alcoholism. And that shit was a club record, literally telling you not to do the thing that you're doing while enjoying this song.
Oh man! So also like this whole thing about Kendrick making a club record, I do think that's a side point, but I think it's one I'm willing to explore. I don't think Kendrick has ever made a club record. I think the closest things you could say
Swimming Pools.
I never heard Swimming Pool outside of a lounge. Like nobody's dancing to fucking swimming pools. And that was when, and like that came out when I was young and like in clubs in Atlanta, and like I never heard that shit.
Same, and it was playing.
And I will say,
and not even just in Atlanta, but yeah.
And I would say maybe Backseat Freestyle, maybe that because it had kind of like a beat that kind of hit kind of hard in like the right circumstances. But I don't think that's his lane.
That's
and
probably
I think
the only song
fine.
I like from him.
Yeah, I think that's fine if that's not your lane. Because again, I really like Kendrick's music. I just don't think he's a battle rapper. I think a lot of rappers that like I love Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi's not barring anybody up. Like that's just not what he does.
I think he could. A Kid Cudi diss track would go crazy if he was just like sad, but also like coming at you.
He just crying. He just
fuck you.
Fuck you.
y'all niggas crazy.
I kill you and then myself.
Oh, that's all.
Whoa.
Sometime.
Bro, y'all niggas wild, bro. That shit was. And he'll be
God,
dissing
yeah.
somebody that like don't even make sense to diss, like that people wouldn't even care about. It'll be like him dissing like Jaden Smith or some shit. Like it'll be hilarious.
Oh, yo,
yeah.
That
That's
Jaden
such a
Smith
easy
versus man, because Jaden Smith loves Cudi, like so, like his whole vibe is just
It's
like
Cudi and Travis Scott.
Kinda.
It's like
yeah.
That's
And
the
Jaden
vibe.
is good.
And
I'm a
Tyler.
fan of Jaden.
I love
incredible
Jaden's
album.
I love Jaden's last project. Like I'm just
Yeah.
putting that out there. Like I'm.
What was his last project? Because I haven't listened to him since Sire, but Sire was incredible to me.
I forget what it was, but it had the shit with Cudi on it. That was like the hot track from it.
Yeah, Cudi dissing Jaden would be like when Captain America beat up Punisher, and Punisher was like, "I can't fight back. I can't. You're my idol. I can't fight. I can't punch you back." That'd just fuck his whole shit up. Willow is good too. Willow is also an incredible talent. Her last album was crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Furious, crazy track. Yeah.
Never listened to it, but like the stuff that I hear Willow perform, and then like there was this one video that she did when it was kind of like in black and white, when she was kind of like going through like this manic phase and like singing like manically, and she would like be mumbling the words, but you could hear what she was saying.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like it was like she was going through like a psychotic break.
Which one is that?
It's like
I wonder.
I know. And she was like going up and down.
I think people
But yeah.
discredit both of them
Alone.
because
Maybe I think so.
they see them as like nepo babies, but I think they're both extremely talented. Because I remember reading the Pitchfork review of Jaden's last project. It was very backhanded. They were like, "This isn't good enough for the extreme amount of resources that he has available to him to make a project." And I was like,
See,
what
I'm on the other side.
What kind of
'Cause I'm-
critique
yeah.
is that shit? It wasn't
Right.
even valid critique. And also, and again, I also
you should be
like
better because you're a Smith.
Yeah, is effectively what they were saying. And I was like,
See, because I'm surprised the other direction. Because I'm looking like Jaden and Willow. I didn't want to like them, but I've been fucking with them since goddamn PCH driving, like which is like 15 years ago, a decade ago.
I thought you was about to say whip my hair.
No, not with my hair. So like 4 or 5, like once they got into their like teenage sleazebag phase, like when Jaden was dating Kylie Jenner, like around there, they started to find like a musical. They both simultaneously found like a musical voice that I was like, oh, this is that like Cali, like pilly, wavy, go to the beach, surfing. We're just wild and free kind of music. And I was like, they shouldn't be this good. Most nepo babies, I feel like, don't have the like street grit to make something good, and they both kill it to me. Like Willow on her like girl punk grunge rock shit.
Oh yeah,
and
nah,
Jaden
Willow's
on his
good.
like and Jaden on his sad boy like rap shit. It's like they're both way better than I would have expected like Will Smith's like rich children to be.
Genuinely talented for sure.
Because what other nepo babies are making bangers? I don't know any. Like T.I.'s son did something, but I'm not. Who's checking for nepo babies?
Damani's good.
Damani's good.
Is he?
Damani's legit.
Yeah,
Is he
Damani's
good,
good.
or is he like okay?
No, he's
you're
good.
decent.
He's good.
Okay,
No,
okay.
like he just need like he just need a hit, like something to really catch on, and then the floodgates gonna open for him. But yeah, he got a cult fan base. Like he's good.
Yo, speaking of cults though,
Diddy done it.
Diddy
Man,
did it.
Diddy done it. Diddy done it, boy. Diddy done it now.
Nah, the way they was talking about that raid shit, I was like, okay, he's just done some Weinstein shit, but it turns out he's done some other Steen shit. Like he's on that Epstein shit of like
Some whole new Steen shit.
new Steen shit. Yeah. Take that type shit. Like on the surveillance cameras and shit. I didn't know that was part of this thing. That all them Diddy parties were like Illuminati shit, where the Hollywood elites were doing Hollywood elite type shit. Yeah, and other
Like Denzel Washington, man. I forgot he was talking to. Where he was like,
Brandon T.
Oh,
Jackson.
it's Brandon T. Jackson, my nigga.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, leave 30 minutes early before the devil get to them parties.
Yo, I've been to a couple of them type of parties, and shit do get a little bit like it start off like a regular like cooling, and then the cocaine start to come out, then the harder shit start to come out, then people start taking off clothes for no reason type of shit, and you're like, okay, this motherfucker's in a leotard, which this is switching into a different type of party, and you gotta be like, all right, let me peace out of here. This nigga's drawing a pentagram with salt on the ground. Let me hop on out of here. What's going on? This ain't.
See, and my dumb ass, like, right before I seen the pentagram and salt drawn on the floor, I was like, yo, these niggas in here getting it cracking, bro.
They
like,
getting
what
it
the
in.
fuck? They getting it in, bro. Oh, shit. let me
Niggas start saying, I'm gonna say, and you're like, oh shit, hold on.
Oh, no, never mind.
It's Beelzebub, oh no.
Right.
What's funny is that I would think that Eddie's curiosity and shit would take over, so he would see that shit.
Because my
and
curiosity
be
paranoia is like, yeah.
But see, that's the Illuminati.
This is an amazing anthropological opportunity that I can document for my musings and work later.
No, what I do is I set up I take my phone, turn on the recorder, set it in a corner somewhere, then go the fuck home, and then the next day pick up the evidence. Because I'm not trying to. Because you don't know what they're eating that night. You might be on the menu. They start looking at you crazy, like, "Hey, Eddie, how's it going? Did we ever tell you how amazing you are? We love your energy.
My wife
we want it.
loves you. My
And
wife
it's like,
absolutely loves you.
Right? You think you about to get some cuck pussy, and they done goddamn
First of
chopped
all,
you up
also-
and Hannibal you
Time
and shit.
out. First of all, nigga. If somebody came at you like that, the only thing you would say is, "Thank you, I know, I'm aware." Like that's what you would say.
But that doesn't mean I'd stay. That
makes
doesn't mean I'd
sense.
stay. I agree. I still might say no, thank you.
Oh, Eddie, your energy is just, your vibes, your aura. You're just
100%.
just so phenomenal. He's gonna be
100%.
like, oh, well, why? Thank you. You know, this is why.
Yeah.
This is why I do what I do. This is how
Look.
I carry myself in this way, so that you can benefit from the aura when I walk into the
Exactly.
room. So
I'm not surprised. I'm not taking it as some big compliment because yeah, I've been new. So I don't want you to steal my shit. My arrogance is never gonna fuck up my paranoia. I'm always 10 steps ahead in that regard.
that's fair. That is fair.
Because I know you want it. I know you see it.
I know you want it. I know you see it's crazy. I know you want it. You see how I did? You see these answers?
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
You want the
Luscious,
essence.
bitch.
You see the aura.
You want
No,
it.
you cannot have it.
What was that? It was that line from Futurama. Was like, "Oh, Ben, honey, we love you." Shut up, baby. I know it.
Yeah.
I just see Eddie doing that.
I saw somebody say that the raid was the feds, like, they weren't there to find evidence, they were there to destroy evidence, is what I saw somebody say, which I know is like high level conspiracy level with the shit. But from all the other shit I've seen, it seems like there's something to that. Not maybe exactly that, but something to that. I saw Alvin do it, he exposes Adam's apple to us.
Damn, that was a strong gesture. If he uncovered the Adam's apple.
He did. He was like, ugh.
Oh shit!
Look at it.
I think people are looking for a conspiracy with Diddy when the mundane nature of how these things kind of operates
Will suffice.
explains everything. So he had victims, alleged victims that came forward. There are lots of reasons why victims take their time to come forward. People
Agreed.
came forward. That probably gave other people courage and solidarity with that cause to come forward again. The allegations piled up. This prompted investigation. This led to raids. And honestly, on some, and again, I just want to be very clear. I stand with victims, but if you wanted to take it from a conspiracy perspective, the simplest conspiracy would be he's a rich black man that's important and powerful, and somebody wants to take him down. That's the simplest conspiracy if you wanted to find one. So a lot of the TikToks and shit that have been coming out kind of
I don't
are
think
like
that's in conflict,
even
though.
like weird.
Like, I think this because I think that this is getting interpreted by you and maybe by others as like Bill Cosby was trying to buy NBC type shit, and I don't think it's that. Like, I think he can be guilty of more than one thing. I think that Epstein was a child predator and a trafficker, but he also was in cahoots with a bunch of other people who were in that. And so it's not saying that his crimes don't exist. It's saying they're even bigger than the surface level thing. And I think that there's some evidence to say that with Diddy, because a lot of people were at these Diddy parties, and a lot of the video that you see of like the Usher and the Justin Bieber interactions.
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you haven't.
And the Billie Eilish shit and all that stuff. It's like,
I just want to protect her, I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and people take for granted encounters and
even with the fucking quiet on set shit, it's like, there's more to this than one evil man.
So
if
I
everybody's
agree
at the
with
parties of an evil motherfucker fucking children and shit, there's more. I promise there's more people involved in this than just him. He may be guilty as well too, but it's more than that.
So I agree with that, right? And oftentimes I think what we don't realize is that it's usually not one person trafficking. Like, trafficking is usually a network of
traffic takes more than one car.
A network.
You driving down a highway by yourself is not traffic.
But to that point, again, the reason why this doesn't make sense as a conspiracy theory of like the FBI breaking in there to discard evidence, for example, is that Epstein was immensely more powerful than Diddy. And Epstein was going down, despite the fact that he was in cahoots and gallivanting around the world with literally some of the most powerful people in the history of people. Right?
I don't understand this point. Can you?
What I'm saying is that if those people weren't adamant about protecting Epstein and again in the conspiracy realm, they weren't concerned about making him the fall guy for those situations. And then again, if you believe the conspiracy, just killing them in jail, why do you think they'd exercise this power to save a nigga? Like that just doesn't make sense.
To
that
clarify,
doesn't make sense.
No, that's not what the argument is. The argument is not that they're trying to save Diddy. The argument is they're trying to save the people that he has evidence on from his surveillance cam footage.
Again, Bill Gates' name was on the Epstein ledger, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, what are we talking? What are we talking about here?
But hold on.
And why you think he ain't here no more?
What are we talking about here? What I'm saying is
He's
like they
dead.
didn't.
They killed him to
My
death.
nigga gone. That nigga dead.
They killed him
Not
is
my
also a conspiracy.
That's all the evidence.
That's not all the evidence. That's like the least credible evidence. Eyewitness accounts and all that.
Yeah,
kind of
but
stuff
it's big
get shredded
evidence,
in court
man.
all the time. No, they have
big evidence,
literal.
man.
What I'm saying is they have literal stuff where like they probably have comparable evidence to what they'd find in like a Diddy party evidence of they have pictures of him with somebody. They have a picture at somebody having a drink with Diddy at a party. They have comparable evidence that they had with again a substantially more powerful, substantially more tapped in, substantially more influential behind the scenes person, and nobody was raiding his house trying to destroy evidence to protect Bill Gates.
They have pictures of one of the royal prince dudes with very underage girls in like pictures, hands around waist, like sinister energy type shit. Are you saying that there isn't more of that Epstein had that wasn't, admitted, or that they do have that but it's just not being used, or what?
What I'm saying is they had evidence for Epstein.
Okay.
And again, you could assume that this existed and there was no effort. Again, if you're saying that the conspiracy was to protect these people, the FBI ran in to do that. I'm saying if they were going to exercise that level of power, they would have done it with Epstein and not Diddy. Or at probably best case scenario, both, right? They didn't do that to Epstein. So why would you assume that they would do it for Diddy?
I think the argument is that maybe they did do it with Epstein.
They didn't, because that's why the motherfucker was in jail. They caught him. Like, he was going to go down.
But they caught him for his crimes. Diddy is also going to jail. It's not like let's clear it out so that he doesn't go to jail. It's let's clear out all the evidence on other people, then put him in jail. Like those are
Diddy
different
just
things.
ain't in jail yet.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not talking about Diddy's gonna get off in a way that, like, I don't even understand the comparison that you're making with Epstein. Like,
I think the comparison is valid. I think the comparison is valid because again, if the idea is that the FBI can be weaponized to protect more powerful people based on that kind of situation, then why haven't they done it with all of these other powerful people that have been, again, more connected, more influential,
They might
more
have done it through
important?
other-
Loose ends. It's a whole lot of shit that could go into that.
there's so many other like they use the prison system to murder Epstein. Like that's
Okay,
that's
so
the same kind of thing. Like you're cherry picking different kinds of ways that they can do this shit. They can get it done in all types of ways.
If that's your method, right? If that's your method, that's the method that you should use. You should use the quietest possible method. You wouldn't run an FBI raid into his house if you were trying to do that kind of shit. You do a covert operation in a prison.
Unless you were trying to do more than just get rid of him, you were also trying to get rid of evidence while prosecuting him. Because the argument is, and same thing for Epstein and them, is that Diddy, Epstein, etc., they're protected because of the evidence they have on other people. If you can execute a raid, get all of the evidence, and again, actually, let me even back up. Because when I said that there's credence to this, I'm not even necessarily saying that it's directly the FBI was used as a tool to clear out evidence. The main thing that I was talking about.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, the main, and so let me even not try and argue too strongly for this specific iteration of the argument. The main thing is, this all seems to indicate to me that Diddy is something like an Epstein analog. Sure, he's less powerful. He's not exactly the exact thing, but Diddy is protected to some extent because of dangerous evidence he had on the predatory behaviors of other people, and that he's part of that type of thing. But I don't know what the FBI did or didn't do, but he seems like he's in that same boat.
I would say Diddy is probably more protected by the fact that he's shown that he will throw people under the bus and also threaten them with violence. I think it has nothing to do with him like having like pictures or videos or that kind of thing. I think it's the fact that people have went to jail trying to protect Diddy, and he let that shit happen, and then he goes on to threaten people by saying like, you see what I did to so and so, right? You see what I did to so and so, right? You see what I did to so and so, right?
It can
Allegedly.
be both.
I think but I think it's more column A than column B.
I think it
can be both. It can be both. I wouldn't be surprised if it's some level of both. I think it's more column A than column B.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so focusing on the column B, I think it's a very interesting potential revelation if all of that Hollywood shit was happening at Diddy parties.
I think there was definitely some Hollywood shit happening at Diddy party. Like, even if it's exaggerated, if he's guilty of half the shit that he is being accused of,
prison forever.
He's out of here. Like, I mean, like he's out of here. Like, gotta get him out of here. But I am of the opinion that he definitely does have allegedly does have videos and photos of these wild shenanigans he's had going on.
100%.
I don't know if y'all remember back in the day, about 10, 15 years ago, when Diddy and Cassie was together, and Cassie's news leaked online, and like she had a picture when she was just like on a bed, like I think it was like some red sheets, and like her legs just spread wide open.
Oh shit.
Yeah, she butt ass naked. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that was like one of those nights. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, who's taking this picture? Because you see like a flash and shit.
Because Cassie specifically said that because I think it was either Cassie, somebody speaking about what Cassie said, and also like Diddy's bodyguard, who's been like kind of turning to code or whatever, has been saying like that Diddy would, during these parties, there'd be a lot of recording happening during these parties. He would be adjusting lighting and adjusting candles, was I think somebody said.
Hey, yo,
and it was
crazy.
like,
yo, we about to get the sexual assault on camera. Take
we
that
need
bad boy, baby.
3-point lighting. It's very So I think that there's some element of evidence that people would want to get rid of, and I think that this whole thing is a lot bigger than Diddy. Same thing with that with the Weinstein shit or the Epstein shit. Both of them. Yeah, and something that was really fucking me up looking at these, and we should break in a bit, but like was the Bieber shit. It was just Yeah,
that was very disturbing. I mean, like also like the video of Justin Bieber when Diddy was talking to him. Why you don't come around no more, man? Why you don't party with me? Yo, I feel like you've been avoiding me. Oh, man, like, no, you just ain't got my number. Oh, you want to have it? I know that nigga ain't want to give him his number.
Nah, super fucking creepy, dog.
But
red flag behavior.
But it's a very much so a red flag. And speaking of them red flags, and guess who is wearing red tonight? So I can tell you a little bit more about it.
Oh,
the
shit.
good brother, Alvin. I think he got something to tell the good people.
Might he?
Yeah, man. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Epstein did it.
Yeah, Diddy did it.
we can.
Diddy do it?
We can end the podcast
No diggity.
right there. No, but serious business. So paying some bills, as Josh would say. Waving the wed.
Waving the red flag.
Waving the flag.
So we're waving a woulda wet flag
from a very small business.
From a very small business.
very small. It's a point.
When this nigga Josh said that we were a very small business, I lost my shit for real. This nigga emphasized it too. But
You got 10 X's, they're all nuts.
That are every single last one of them is crazy. I'm gonna have to say, well, it's a bit of a red flag. I'm gonna be looking at this person like, I don't know about you, because I'm not hearing. And this is not to victim shame, because I know it can be a touchy topic.
There's
for
nothing
anyone.
wrong with a little victim shame every now and then.
I mean, hey, whoa.
Every now and then.
The people like you, Abbas. The people like you. Don't fuck it up.
It's a very small business. It's a very small business.
as a treat, you can victim blame every week. You get a little victim blaming as a treat.
Just a tinge.
Understand that this is a very small business.
Just a very, very small business, bro. Like don't.
But anyway,
Very
on our path from a very small business to a medium small business, small to medium business, we are still
very much so.
Yeah, we're still very much very, very small, but trending upward in a positive up and to the right trajectory. We have a conversation card game, as Edward would call it. It's a red flag.
Oh yeah, that is what it's called.
Ooh la la.
That is 100% what it's called. Because Eddie can never fucking remember the name of the card game, so I made sure I had I got like 5 sticky notes up here.
And you still didn't do it. Well, that's cool.
But when you're having a dinner party, when you're having friends over, when you're just having casual conversation in any space with a gathering of people, you can pull a card and it will spark what we hope to be good, entertaining, potentially intellectual conversation. It's usually a good time. We've played it several times here on the show, and I've had a good time every single time we've done it. I find out new stuff about the co-host. I find out new stuff about myself every single time. So we're going to show you how it's done. I got the perfect one picked. It's something that I think will hit home with all of us. So,
shit.
Tell us more.
Is it a red flag if they have a podcast?
Honestly,
I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3.
Yes. Honestly, it's not a good. It's not a good look.
Are hilarious.
Not anymore.
It's not
anymore.
On the aggregate, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty
I
red
was.
flag.
It's,
Pretty big red
yeah.
flag.
I would say.
It's
Anybody.
beige at minimum. It's beige at minimum.
Oh yeah. I'm look. If I was a woman and I was dating a man, and at any point in the conversation, if it was anything less than like 6 months, like at 6 months and I maybe know him and he says cool, but if it's anything more than less than 6 months and he says, oh yeah, by the way, I have a podcast, I'd be like, this is not looking good. This is probably a bad sign. Yeah, what kind of podcast? Oh, just self-improvement. Oh shit, probably not. Just helping men. Oh, like all of that would be like bad.
It sets you off like, on the wrong foot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A little bit, because it's just for one, like the podcast space has just become extremely saturated.
Yeah.
And goddamn, what was it? Like us band teacher said to his students one day, was like, back in my day, everybody wanted to start a band.
Yeah.
Now you niggas just start podcasts. You know what
100%.
I'm saying? So,
100%. And it's like, now, honestly, being in a band is probably a red flag too. But like having a podcast is like 9, as a man specifically. I think if a woman had a podcast, that's also still a red flag, but just at a slightly lower level. Like I would say, because realistically, I would say 7 out of 10 male podcasts are bad.
Yes.
Like not low quality, morally bad.
Yes, I would agree.
7 out of 10?
I would
get
agree.
7 out of 10. 7 out of 10.
I would agree.
That'd be where I put it. It's definitely not
Across
50-50.
all of them.
It's
Damn,
not.
are we like in the 3 percentile?
The 30, but yeah.
Or the 30 percentile?
Shit, I think I'm good.
I do.
Yeah.
I don't know, Eddie. I think you're the worst
just
one.
you.
I think you're the worst
Yeah,
one.
might be. Alvin, you definitely the worst one, but we'll
That's
see.
true. That's 100% true. I'm definitely going to get crucified by saying I don't know anything about rap because I said Kendrick's verse was mid. I'm going to get. I'm going to get several DMs about that.
It's a lot of niggas that's gonna ride with you on that too, because I've been hearing, oh my god, the Kendrick verse wasn't even all that. This is no Nas, this is no Ether. It wasn't, but so you got niggas in your corner too, so you ain't alone.
I will say though, for women, because I've been on a date or two or whatever with a woman who had like a blog, back in the day had like a blog.
Weird flex, but okay,
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't popular. They weren't popular. She was mostly writing to herself. It wasn't that. She wasn't successful yet.
It was a passion project.
Yeah, it was a passion project. She wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't fucking no celebs.
Cool.
But like who had a blog or a Substack or a podcast, and to me, that's also a little bit of a red flag. Like, because you know what I saw on a dating on her profile, she was like, I have a insert blog, podcast, something like that. So if we go out, you might end up on it. I was like, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. Because I don't know what your energy is, but I feel like a lot of like the hocasts can be very like invasive, dismissive, combative type shit, and it's just not healthy. It's not healthy to forming an actual relationship because you're viewing shit as potential content. So
yeah, right.
I would say half of women podcasts are also morally bad.
That's a strong take. And you
say less?
You might. Oh no. Not on like the morally bad thing, but just as far as like content wise, like from like a potential relationship or dating, that sort of thing. Because like we've all talked about like our dating lives in some regard, but we try
100%.
to be respectful and not. We ain't nobody ever say no names to give away like no information that could like lead to, oh, you talking about such and such, for even like people that we know.
And I put like a year statute of limitations on my shit before I talk about it on the pod. So
right, exactly.
We'll encourage.
But if you put like if a woman is like, I'm on Hinge and like our date might be on my TikTok, it's like that's
a lot. Yeah, nah.
That's a red flag to me. That's weirdo shit.
Yeah, that's super weird.
Red flag.
I don't fuck with
red
it.
flag.
I don't fuck with it.
Nah.
Hated it.
Yeah, when you were talking about Taylor Swift, all the time I was just thinking with that episode, hated it.
Taylor Swift is doing the swag surf right now. That's all we care about.
I hated it for that because it's like, oh my God, you bringing such mayonnaise to the culture. Like, it does not sit right with me when I see such uncoordinated, stiff ass swag surfing. I hate it. I hate it. Hated it. Men on film was brilliant. Yeah.
Oh, man. Genius fucking concept. I think it could be redone now. I think it could work. I think it's such a funny fucking concept, but I think if it's done with respect and like welcomingness, I feel like it would be funny.
And by actual like queer writers,
some actual gay motherfuckers, yeah, I think it would actually.
Yeah, actual gay people for sure.
Yeah.
But that was also part of the comedy was like it was straight men.
Yeah.
People who were assumed to be straight. Yeah.
Because I think Damien, is it Damien?
It was Damien.
Damon, and who was the other guy? David Allen.
David Allen.
Them two, I would want to see them reprise those roles. So obviously they're not gay, but having some queer writers on the staff I think would be good. But that's funny.
I don't even think they would do it. I saw David Allen Girl in the Breakfast Club like a couple weeks ago. Like he just don't like he no, I mean not done because he did like the Mystery of the Magical Niggas.
I don't really understand.
It's easier said.
God, terrible choice, man. I remember. Yeah, fuck, he was in that movie as.
But have you seen the
Dumb
movie?
Nickledore? No, I haven't. But
Okay, I haven't either, and I don't plan on it. Not anytime soon. But maybe one day I'll watch it.
Yeah.
It might not be as bad as we thought it was, but he definitely was like, "Yo, nah, this ain't on some they clone Tyrone type shit. We getting along with these crackers. You know what I'm saying? We trying to preserve our safety by making these white people happy." He stood on that, but there might be some more context we're missing. The love interest isn't white, if that makes you feel any better.
in what?
In the Magical Society of his historical.
She's Asian, man. That's like white with a windshield factor on it. Like it's still like
Mr. Kim Kardashian ain't white.
No, I'm not saying. No, okay.
No.
This came up because Kanye West.
Get out of here, bro. Get out of here, bro. Kim Kardashian absolutely has white privilege, bro.
She has rich privilege. She has pretty privilege. She has celebrity privilege. She does not have no type of white privilege, bro.
Nah, bro. Nah.
She got as much white privilege as Will Smith.
Get out of here, bro. Nah.
Hell nah, nigga.
Don't do that.
Please. Please, get into it.
Nah, cuz her and her sisters all look white enough to have white privilege. They look like a special kind, like a subset of white. Like you say, like
a
dark
white,
like
sure.
Russian.
Indo-European is kind of like what is Indo-European? That shit ain't white.
It's kind of Asian.
That's Asian. Indo-European ain't white.
Bro, okay, let me break something down to you about America because like niggas don't think about race that deeply in America.
But that's my okay. Go ahead.
Look at yeah. Nah. That nigga sold out for content on the Kim Kardashian one. That nigga wasn't talking about his true feelings. That nigga said Kim Kardashian's really white.
Paid me for that. They did. That was all Julia Fox slander. That whole take was just me trying to get them back in our folks' good graces. No, look, I'm not saying that she's white. Sure, she's Asian, but she's non-black. Which is really the same thing. She's a non-black, fair-skinned person.
Yeah, that's the whole conversation. The conversation was never that she the conversation was never that she was white. It's to Eddie's point. It's the fact that she was not black.
Well, she's close too, because there's non-black people that would be less bad than a half-white Asian woman. Because it's not about whether or not this person is culturally white. It's about how. I'm trying to not fuck my own shit up, but it's about how black men who are specifically looking to date that view that woman socially. And if you're going, that is a way for me to get as close to these concepts of hyperfemininity or whiteness or status or whatever, it don't matter if that she's Asian. The fact that you're looking at that is, that's the problem. And we know what's up, man. Come on, man. We know why Gambino has that obsession with Asian. Like we know what's up. You can't play dumb.
I agree with you so much, and that's a rarity.
You literally agree. You agree with me every episode, and you always say that shit. We got to cut together a clip of you being like, I can't believe we agreed, and it's
you know what? This is a rare moment.
This is only a snapshot of our lives, Edward. So I don't know.
That's true. We do disagree a lot off camera. You're right. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, what's the smart version of Beavis and Butthead?
Rick and Morty. I don't.
Yeah.
No, yeah, me and Eddie is
the
Beavis
smart,
and
the
Butthead.
smart version of Beavis and Butthead is Rick and Morty. The smart version.
Yeah, fair.
Deezus and Dickhead, I
Damn,
guess.
that-
I don't know.
Homeboys in
but
outer
yeah.
space or some shit. I don't know. Like we can figure this out. We can figure this out.
I forgot. Me and Eddie is Beavis and Butthead, but yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah, we
gotta
are.
come up with a
We got to figure out duos for each of us.
Tom and
Me
Jerry.
you
That's who you niggas is.
Oh,
Tom
me and him are
fucking
Tom and Jerry. Okay.
Yeah, goddamn.
You do look a little bit like Jerry, if I'm being honest.
Me
he
and-
reminds
me
me of somebody.
So me and
A little
Josh already have ours. We're Rory and Maul.
Okay.
That's our. That's our. duo.
Okay.
That's our dichotomy.
Okay, got you. We got Rory and Maul, Beavis and Butthead, and Tom and Jerry. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good little. That's a
yeah.
good little something. It's a good little
You know what
something.
I'm saying? And they always find a way to meet in the middle.
Yeah.
No Diddy.
Life
Speaking of,
is unfair. Oh, sorry. Speaking of. You're
No,
a
that's
boss
not-
me now.
man, I used to fuck with Frankie Muniz. It's tough, bro. Malcolm in
Yeah.
the Middle.
It's so much like, and I'm not gonna hold y'all, but we were watching that shit. Me and some friends maybe like 2 weeks ago, and it is so much better as an adult. Like that show holds
Yeah.
up tremendously
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
It is so much better.
That's a real achievement because it was like at the time it was like a children's show,
Yes,
but like it's also an adult show.
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it
hard.
aged well with us. Like it aged like I was. Yeah, it aged with us phenomenally.
Yeah.
because
they had boys at every age.
How they did, but even like I think
yeah.
'cause I
Bryan
really
Cranston,
think-
the dad's like dichotomy, and his life was also extremely interesting, and it's only gotten more interesting now that I'm like older.
he was hilarious. I mean, like all of them really just fucking brought their A game. Like the mom was hilarious. Bryan Cranston, because of the mom's presence in that role, Bryan Cranston was able to be like so goofy, and so like to bounce off of her. But the whole interaction with the kids, dude was smart as fuck. Turned out to be extremely smart. Yeah, great show. If you have not watched Malcolm in the Middle or have not seen it in a while, do yourself a favor.
exceptional.
Go check
It's
that out.
exceptional.
We are not being paid to say that.
No.
Not yet.
Oh man, this goddamn Tyler the Creator thing, bro, was so goddamn.
I just seen that shit, bro. Like
What's that?
That may deserve its whole episode. That and
It's,
that,
yeah, bro. It's
that,
all,
that and Aaron
my God,
Adams
what's happening?
may deserve their own. May deserve their own episodes.
Oh, holy shit.
Oh my fucking god, bro.
awful.
Wait, let me
awful.
hold on.
I got it pulled up. I got
Yeah,
you.
play
Don't
it,
worry about
because I'm
Bro, all right, come on, let's go. Let me give you some quick context. Jarrod Carmichael told Tyler the Creator that he had feelings for him.
Oh.
And yes.
Okay.
Yes. This nigga Jarrod Carmichael said, we haven't really been talking like that since I said I had feelings for you. You kind of ghosted me. We didn't talk about it. Like it was super weird. And for some reason, Jarrod Carmichael had the bright idea to set up this whole little fucking thing. And him and Tyler the Creator are talking about it for the very first time since he expressed his feelings for him. And this is Tyler's response.
I didn't think brushing that off and continuing regular would be such a dent. I don't know. What would have been the ideal response?
I don't know, talk about it the next day. Call me, like look at me and bring it up and fucking move on and fucking go to Burgers, never say that. I don't know. I think. I don't know. Like, more than you can feel yourself like not answering though, right? Like,
I don't know what you want me to answer.
Like you've only given me the hell.
Are you wanting the same thing from me? When you told me that, I'm like, nah, not like that. Like that's like a brother. That man's like family. Like truly like family.
Like fam, big brother.
Oh, that's right. You ordered food.
Couldn't wheel the cart in. Okay, this is for taco.
What is this? Like what thing is this?
I don't know. It's like a documentary, but I don't understand it. And then they like, yo, I told you I had feelings for you. Da da da. And this is just how it
I wasn't
unfolded.
implying I wanted it. I know I don't want any of that.
No.
I'm big straight.
It's so odd. Like this should not have been filmed. Just see
Is
this
it
man
real?
dying.
it
Yes, bro.
What are you
Yes.
Because it's giving Nathan
In life or on
for
this
you
plate?
vibes to me.
Okay.
This is gonna be a fight in like 30 seconds. I'm lit.
Oh.
I just don't want to kill us.
No, because this is like funny. This seems like
I was
Jarrod
wondering why I
Carmichael's
couldn't
like,
see nothing.
Then he goes outside and farts.
Didn't want the light to shift.
That nigga farted in the closet, bro.
Sorry, dog. You straight.
That was an enclosed space with people in it, like with the equipment, bro.
It was a baby one anyway. He good.
yeah, this is comedy. Like,
I'm one of my few people in my circle that love Rothaniel. It does place me in Rothaniel's space.
this is his comedic directorial style. Like, this is
Thanks for
how
dinner.
this is Bo Burnham, like
Post
Nathan
Carmichael
Fielder
show.
style.
Yeah, post Carmichael
Yeah.
show. This is 100% like what he would
Thanks,
do as
Lee.
like performance art comedy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Really? Y'all
It
think
very
so?
much. To me, it does not seem like a real moment at all. Like, it seems 100% like a performance artist Kaufman-esque comedy style thing. Because to get Tyler in that room, to get everybody there, to have that moment, because then it's not like raw leaked footage. And it wasn't just let's set up the thing. They edited it together after the fact to go from Tyler saying some wild shit to Carmichael's very serious face. Like, it seems like a comedy style to me.
I hope so, because like that was, and that makes me feel better. Like the fact that it could possibly be just scripted, not real. Maybe not even scripted, but just not real.
Yeah. Like, it could be real,
because-
like that really was a thing, and they were like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we talked about this? Like, in a kind of, like, it could be real and script. It could be
a
real
manufactured
and-
moment. It could be a manufactured
Exactly,
moment
exactly.
where they're discussing something that really happened, potentially.
Exactly.
But see, that's
But neither one of them likes
okay.
black men, so that's also what makes me think that this is fake.
But see, that's the thing though, because I'm not I can definitely see Jarrod Carmichael like going after Tyler the Creator.
I can see
but I
it.
can also very much see that I mean, Tyler's response is very much so Tyler the Creator. Like, I don't know if that was real, and I'm hoping it's not, because that was god awful.
It was bullshit if it was
sit
real.
through.
It was horrible. It was a horrible response in that moment for somebody that you're calling a close friend / brother, assuming it is real.
I disagree. I think that if anything, Carmichael's response was the one that was inappropriate.
I think the camera shouldn't have been there.
That too.
Well, Josh with the
Why would
combo
you do that
breaker.
to yourself?
Good job, Josh, because you're correct. We got down to the root cause of it, and Josh is correct. Like,
But I think when someone I think there's this very like gentle way of ignoring somebody's boundaries that people do. That it felt like Carmichael was, again, I didn't view it as like really problematic, because the whole thing seemed like it was a Nathan For You manufactured kind of absurdist performance art thing where Carmichael is being specifically intentionally awkward for the camera. But if you say to someone, hey, I have feelings for you, then they ghost you, and you say, hey, I'd like to talk about it in this way, and they go, okay, cool, well, I'm kind of not really feeling it, I don't know what you want me to say. And he's like, fuck, I want you to say something. That to me feels like you're trying to pressure this person to return the feelings. They've already communicated to you in like 5 different ways they're not interested. So what is there to talk about? And I feel like Carmichael wasn't taking the no for an answer, and the no was screamed at him to me. If I was talking to a woman and she gave me any of Tyler's energy, I'd be like, I'm being a fucking creep right now.
Tyler the Creator said, I'm big straight on that.
Exactly.
Like as a metaphor for the food, like, oh, I'm straight on that. I'm straight on that. I'm big straight.
Yeah. I'm basically heterosexual when it comes to you.
Yeah. But so like, I get what you're saying, Eddie, and I don't disagree that, again, assuming that the manufactured moment has some tinges of, or even let's just say it's 2 characters, right? Let's just say it's 2 people playing a character. In that moment, I think the signals were clear that Tyler didn't want what Jarrod Carmichael wanted in that sense. Yes, 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
I also think that if you're having that conversation with somebody that you care about and you want to preserve their feelings and you want to preserve them, that you approach that in a certain way that I don't think Tyler or the character of Tyler in this potential skit did.
Yeah.
So I think 2 things can be to steal your
I'll give you
earlier
that.
quote. I think 2 things can be right
that.
at once. So
Yeah.
I think that the way he handled that from that perspective was very juvenile. I would have and I can't say I would have done any better if I were younger, but I would say old man Alvin would have navigated that with a little bit more tact and a little bit more respect for the relationship.
You know what? I'll maybe even dial it back, because I don't think that acknowledges how these are not symmetrical pressures. When someone tells you, and I'm using, hyperbolic language here, but when someone tells you, hey, I'd like to fuck you, that is you going yes or no is not symmetrical to the situation they've created. And I think if I'm talking to my female friend and I say, hey, I have sexual and romantic feelings towards you, and she responds with any level of awkwardness, reservedness, standoffishness, pullback, it's more my responsibility as someone in the friendship than her responsibility to manage that and be like, hey, I understand based off your response that you're not feeling it. That's cool. I'd like to still be friends, and I can make this work. It's not an issue for me. Let's grab drinks. It's not. I think that falls on me, not her. And in this situation, Tyler is that person. I think it's on Jarrod to bring it back out of that energy and settle Tyler into it's okay. We don't have to pursue that. Not Tyler's. So I think I'm flipping back. I disagree.
No, but I think that's different. I think what you're saying has completely different connotations than I am in love with you. I think that when somebody's in love,
I'm in love with you is crazy. That's worse. If I'm understanding what you just said.
No. What I'm saying is that I want to fuck you is like something that's a lot more easy to tame and like you be in a rational state, like dealing with versus like I have these chemical feelings of love and how that impacts me and how I could be sad, how I could be in a very depressed state based on that kind of stuff. So I'm not saying that I expect Tyler to like baby him. I'm just saying I expect him not to be in that conversation making fart jokes. Like, oh, I gotta go fart.
Okay, the fart joke that
That's effectively what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm saying if somebody's pouring their heart out to me, I'm not saying that I'm gonna like go out of my way to make it not awkward for them. I'm not saying I'm not gonna go out of my way to do. I'm saying that I'm gonna respond like I would respond to a friend that's in a state of potential crisis, potential downness, that's sad, and I'm gonna handle that. I'm gonna handle that not like a 10-year-old.
I have to put a little bit more onus on Jarrod Carmichael because he has effectively done this to himself in two ways. One, you set up a whole entire production to have a private conversation very publicly, recorded it, edited it, put it out to the world. So I get why you say this might not be real, at least not as real as we're thinking it is. Like this is the first time they've had this conversation. I get that. Two, you got to think about your audience, and especially a motherfucker that you like. This is Tyler, the Creator, that we talking about. That was extremely on brand for him, even as uncomfortable as that situation.
That's the nigga that you love. That's the nigga that you love. So
you picked the right and wrong nigga that night, goddammit, to do that shit with. Because for one, like, what if? Because I could see like Tyler's uncomfortable with that because he was very uncomfortable with it because like, oh damn, like
as
I
he has
really
every
love
right
this person
to be.
as a I love this person as a brother. This is like family to me.
And you're coming on to me now.
But you expressed feelings for me and like, whoa, no, I never even thought about it like that. So like, how does that change the dynamic of our relationship? It's not so easy for me to discuss my feelings or about lack thereof for you and then just to go back to normal and just go get burgers the next day. So, and then like just some people have off defense mechanisms where you might have like a Tyler, the Creator that just starts making extremely inappropriate jokes and might try to turn you off from them.
Yeah, because the fart didn't come out of nowhere. That's a great fucking point. The fart didn't come out of nowhere. It can't. Wait, what were you about to say, Josh?
It was comic relief. It was like it was Conway Twitty from Family Guy. It was like,
there's a raccoon up here. Yikes! Looks like I need a distraction. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty.
It was comic relief on the other.
That fart is coming.
It was comic relief on the other end of sustained emotional pressure. Like any woman that's listening to this podcast right now, because this is not a situation that most men experience, but any woman who's listening to this podcast who has had a boy best friend say, not I want to fuck you, but hey, I think I have feelings for you. In that situation, tell me that you didn't have, assuming that you didn't reciprocate the feelings, end up in a situation where you were awkwardly having to manage the emotions of someone who had made you feel uncomfortable. And I think that's what this situation is. And maybe I could agree that the fart joke by itself isn't that, but like, what did Jarrod want him to say? He said, I don't feel those feelings and I love you as a brother. So now what? And you keep pushing it, so then you get a fart joke, dog.
And
you're being a fucking weirdo.
Dying. He just kept dying in the seat like.
Yeah. Like, handle yourself, dog. It's
like you walking around.
And again, acting like Tyler did something to him when he's making Tyler uncomfortable.
So I've been in this situation where like that has happened to me with female friends.
Same.
I've been in that situation where like I've had to navigate where me and a friend mutually, and we just decided not to pursue that based on where we were in life, right? So I know that when you have those conversations, again, you can be extremely emotional, and I'm not saying that Tyler should accept some sort of blame or onus or ownership, but I'm saying that if I see somebody in emotional distress, I'm going to respond to that in a way that I think a friend should, which is provide some level of comfort. And I think when you
what would
provide
you have said if you were Tyler?
When you provide comfort, that's not when you provide comfort. It's like I would have said something to the effect of, "Look, man, I know this can be difficult for you. Like I've had situations just like this. Like I'm here for you. You're my brother. Like I'm not going nowhere. Like if you need me to take a step back and we have this conversation tomorrow over drinks, like I'm open to that. But I think right now we need to relax because I don't have those feelings for you. Like I love you in a way that will never go beyond a situation where we're brothers, where we're best friends, where we're people that can laugh and kick it. I would like that to continue. And whatever I can do to make you comfortable in that without compromising those very set boundaries and lines, I'm willing to do." Because again,
as far as I'm concerned,
you can have,
I think that
I think what you're going to say is that, oh, Tyler did that, but he didn't.
Yes.
That's
exactly what I was going to say.
He showcased that he wasn't interested, but again, connotations and words mean things. He basically showed what I just said, because again, he sat down, he had a meal
in a much more abrupt and
I think that you have
way.
to give people a little bit more credence to like read the fucking room, because you're asking a lot of a person to say, "Yo, I don't want," like you shouldn't ask people to do that. If someone gives you that in any kind of implication, go cool. And then because Tyler did reassure him, he was like, "Yo, you're like family to me." He wasn't like, "Yo, you're nobody to me, whatever. We don't need to have this conversation." He was like, "Look, in the gentlest, most clearest way possible, I'm not interested. You're my brother." So he didn't say it with all the same fancy technical therapeutic words that you did, but he expressed all of those thoughts in a way that I think that someone who's your best friend should be able to read.
But I think again, similar to the point that I made where words mean things, I think on some level that's what that requires. I think on some level when people express themselves in that kind of way, like that's what's needed in some relationships to preserve some relationships. And again, I'm not saying Tyler's the devil. I'm not saying he should take onus for how Jarrod, a grown man, fucking feels in that situation. But I'm not even saying you are.
I'm saying Jarrod should have done differently more than Tyler.
I agree he should have done differently. But again, if somebody's in love with you, bro, like their responses are not going to be the logical responses that we're talking about. So there's
why
one person.
Are we taking all of this onus off of a person because they're the ones who feel?
I'm not taking all the onus off of that person. What I'm saying is, if you're in a friendship, sometimes you have to be willing to get with somebody and take them through like their illogical stances. That's how you preserve friendships. I do that shit all the time. Eddie, you do that with me all the time. Josh, you do that with both of us all the time. We navigate each other's illogical stances to preserve friendship. And that's all I'm saying.
I'm not saying that Tyler shouldn't have and couldn't have done that better. And I'm not saying that I maybe wouldn't have navigated, because I've never had a woman press me like that. I've had a woman express feelings and I wasn't, but when
that's cat.
A woman that sorry. There's different kinds, because there's the one where it's like you're with someone and you are with them sexually, and then it transitions away from that and they express feelings. I've had a woman press me in that situation, but I've never had a woman who was friends, who wanted to be more than that, who I said no to, press me. Yeah, I've never had that situation.
I have, and it's uncomfortable.
Okay,
exactly. It's not an easy conversation to have. And I wasn't as bad as Tyler. Out of nowhere, like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's on
my
you.
communication was not as, but that's the thing that I have learned, especially while being around like other men who are very good at having conversations and navigating those conversations in a much more clear-cut, positive, healthy manner, to where you're not just being so aloof and like my actions are telling you, oh, I don't fuck with you like that. But it's just like that's something that you kind of mature into as you grow older, or should mature into. Cause like Alvin literally gave a nigga all the motherfucking words that he could say if he were to ever be confronted in that situation, of a clear-cut, good communicative way to say, hey, I don't have those feelings for you. But I do have feelings for you, like platonically, like, but it wouldn't work out like that for us. And that's a difficult spot to be in. And with that being said, because we got to get out of here, good people, if you're seeing Diddy hosting a party and it's been 30 minutes after the devil was supposed to show up,
Oh shit.
then you're probably seeing a red flag. But on the other hand, goddamn it, if you set up cameras to talk to a potential lover for the first time after you confess your unrequited feelings to show the world, it's probably you that's waving a red flag. Good people, ladies and gentlemen, chickens, dogs, ducks, cats, everybody in between. Everybody in the whole world, solar system, it's been Waving a Red Flag podcast. It's your boys, Josh, Eddie, Alvin. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check us out. Subscribe to the Patreon. It is on our community channels. It's on YouTube, Spotify, basically anywhere where you can check out a podcast, whether that be from video to audio. Make sure you do check in, clock in with the boys. Some of you guys are new. Thank you so much for subscribing and being here. And am I missing anything?
Got that guard card game. That's it.
Oh, absolutely.
Ding ding.
And there's a red flag that I forgot to actually add that at the end.
That is. It could be.
Good people. It's been your boys. We'll see y'all next week.